Superior Court of the State of California in and for the County of Orange Central Justice Center. This basically is myself, the petitioner, or you could say plaintiff, but here I have a petition of writ of mandate versus the California Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board. And basically I had to file another second petition and had to put the words proposed order on that front page because of the fact that the judge did not think that my case law was pertinent to this matter, and I tried to make it simple, that there was a mistake, and I knew I had internal hemorrhaging going on. However, I couldn't get a doctor to substantiate that for me because of lack of money and lack of insurance. Anyways, what I think is kind of interesting is the Attorney General decided to try to deny me my disability payments on the fact that he's saying, well, you're coming up with a different disability. Well, afraid not. You know, this has been over $500,000 of medical bills, and this has taken over 8 years, and God knows how much longer this is going to continue to go. And what they do is they try to starve you out. And in the movie For Democracy for Few, Michael Parenti indicates they drain the disability funds, the workers' comp funds. Arnold Schwarzenegger took $17 billion out in California in Medicaid, and they rigged the stock market, and therefore, like Social Security, they take the surplus and divert the money. So if you're having this ordeal in the courts, I would highly recommend that you file a writ of mandate in pro per representing yourself, and then use case law. And I found some really good case law. The Attorney General was already being a defendant in this particular case law, and so I'm going to read you the case law. There's a state Supreme Court in the state of California, one up in Sacramento, where the capital is, and then also the federal Supreme Court. In this particular, since I'm suing the state, the state Supreme Court laws will come into play, and you can use federal laws as well, but anyways, the case law here is superb, so I'm going to go ahead and just read some of it because it deals with all of our rights as the individuals of our country and whatnot. And then the hypocrisy in this whole thing is the fact that 3 attorney generals are defending a disability claim, but not one of them would go after that corporate Hitler. I had to litigate this basically on my own, and this is not a funny ordeal. And then all of a sudden you find out all the government computers that are supposed to be updated, they're not updated. So it was actually hurting me in court for the civil action. And that shouldn't be tolerated. We're paying taxes, and our government tombstone agencies are not kicking in fast enough for our particular harm that's been going on and going on. Anyways, he's fighting me on this. He wants to run for governor. Crazy. I don't think this is a good idea. It's like every government politician we put into play, they change their opinions when they get in office, and then they manipulate the laws for corporate Hitlers, and that's got to be exposed and stopped. And strength in numbers, and there's a lot of us that can put it to a stop. It's just exposing it. Defendant, the California Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board have thwarted the purpose behind the state disability law by systematically delaying and denying plaintiff necessary disability payments which are imperative when an injured person is in need of medical care and emotional stability. As defendant's action deprived or delay plaintiff of state disability payments which stop the plaintiff from receiving necessary medical care, treatment were conducted intentionally or recklessly with a conscious disregard for plaintiff's health, safety, and life. Intentional misconduct means the defendant had actual knowledge of the wrongfulness of the conduct and the high probability that the injury or damage to the claimant would result, and despite the knowledge, intentionally pursued the course of conduct resulting in injury or damage. Gross negligence means the defendant conduct was so reckless or wanting in care that it constituted a conscious disregard or indifference to the life, safety, or rights of the person exposed to such conduct. Defendant California Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board intentionally or with reckless disregard deprived plaintiff Koski of and interfered with plaintiff's ability to timely receive medically necessarily attendant care services. Intentional emotional distress was inflicted upon the plaintiff. Declaration of Rights set forth in Article 1 of the California Constitution. The first words of the California Constitution not only declare the existence of rights such as liberty, happiness, and privacy, but declare those rights to be inalienable and to exist by nature in the free and independent citizens of the state. Inalienable means basically your moral rights, your natural rights. So everybody's entitled to, as far as I'm concerned, stability and medical care. So, in addition to Article 1, Section 7 declares that a person may not be denied equal protection of the laws. The right to equal protection has been part of the California Constitution from its inception. The Declaration of Rights of Article 1 is a fundamental part of the state charter. Moreover, this court has long recognized that Article 1 guaranteed of certain fundamental inalienable rights as part of the very foundation of our system of government. Noting that the principle that fundamental rights are inalienable as articulated in Article 1 is as old as the Magna Charta, is necessary to the existence of civil liberty and free institutions, and was not lightly incorporated into the Constitution of this state. In addition to the California Constitution's express mandate prohibiting the denial of equal treatment under fundamental constitutional rights, also incorporated an explicit requirement of equal protection. That was in the case People versus Ramirez. For example, Ramirez, the right to due process of law incorporates a requirement that every person must be treated as an equal, fully participating and responsible member of society. When determining whether a law restricts a fundamental right in a discriminatory manner, the court's analyst closely parallels the requirements of equal protection. Just as the right to equal protection unquestionably is among the most fundamental underlying principles of the California Constitution, the court's authority to interpret and apply the guarantee of equal protection is a core judicial function that plays a central role in the systems of checks and balances mandated by the separations of powers doctrine. California Constitution Article 3, that's in. And Justice Kennard has noted there is a reason why the words equal justice and under law are inscribed above the entrance of the courthouse of the United States Supreme Court. Both the federal and the state constitution guarantee to all the equal protection of the laws, and it is the particular responsibility of the judiciary to enforce those guarantees. Discharging the obligation is a court's gravest and most important responsibility under our constitutional form of government within our state constitutional scheme. The importance of the court's role as the ultimate arbitrator of equal protection in our constitutional system cannot be overstated. The architect of Our federal and state constitutions understood that widespread and deeply rooted prejudices may lead majoritarian institutions to deny fundamental freedoms to unpopular minority groups and the disabled, and the most effective remedy for this form of oppression is an independent judiciary charged with the solemn responsibility to interpret and enforce the constitutional provisions guaranteeing fundamental freedoms and equal protection.